Hello and welcome back. I'm Joan. This is Workers and Resources with the yellow buildings everywhere. We did a lot of planning and contemplating, and you know what? Let's just do it. Yeah, these guys. Just let them do their thing. There is more than enough to do for everyone, so we don't have to worry about them running out of work. However, I'm sure one of these, yeah, they still have a handful of things to do, but yeah, more. We need more stuff to actually get done here. And it will probably happen relatively soon-ish or esque. Let's see, do I want you there? No. How about construction office 9? You can help with this one because that little path there is probably good to go for you as well. It appears that we have power everywhere. We could consider bringing some stuff in here, but I don't know. I want to get at least a couple of the buildings done if we can. And today was actually the day that the orphanage test video came out, and that reminded me of something. Why haven't I built an orphanage yet? We do not have workers. We do not have workers available. Yes, true. That is a thing, and we are actually now producing at 100% again, so wonderful. But we do not really have workers available, but we can find a handful. We're not going to have that many orphans. We don't have that many fires going through. We don't have an epidemic currently going through. We have enough escapes. What the? Oh, this is because we've stayed in the same year for too long. And it's mostly all the people that don't have their own apartment. They like to run away. So why don't we just get that one started? I'm sure I can find a place somewhere that make this all worth it, and I'm considering doing it across from the police station because why not? Also, that footpath is silly when I'm not connecting something to it. Also, these are asphalt footpaths. Let's see. Where can you put it? I don't know, but I would like to get that 3% increase of population in the new city so that one can grow faster and better. And hopefully I won't regret it. It's really what we're getting into here. Secret police, I can't even, that has to be completely researched. I'm surprised that I haven't even thought about that. Or this was updated and it's actually needed now. Small clinic, no. It feels like they changed the default icons down here to be always the currently available ones, not just all of them, but I'm getting distracted again. Yeah, that's what the game is about, honestly. Orphanage, there we go. I can build one. It's not small. You have a road access. Do you fit here? Nope. Do you fit here? Yes. Yes, I saw you fitting. That's where you're gonna fit, you understand? What do we have here? Yeah, there is just a little bit of stuff going on here, but none of that actually worries me. By stuff, I really just mean the access that it was getting there, but having you right across from where the police station is feels like the right place for all of this. We'll plop you right in there, give you a quick trash can access, and then we should be on our way, really. I do have a small one that I could use here. We could also throw this one in right there. We can make this connected with a footpath, which is probably better anyways. And life should be pretty good at that point. Get you in there. Get you maybe connected here and here, because why not? And let them do the thing. Construction office 5. You can get started with these footpaths for right now, and then you can make me happy. Great. This one's not done yet. All right. Construction office 4. You should have this done already. Construction office 9, you're allowed to help with that. This little piece of road makes me a little nervous. Why aren't you prettier? But it's probably fine. We have a lot of hazardous waste sitting here. That's interesting. That is very interesting. That indicates a couple things. Huh. That is a lot of hazardous waste. This is obviously not empty. That is a small problem, but you seem like you're producing quite a bit. What's our composition here? Hazardous waste, 15% is not that much. You should just burn it a little faster, or maybe we have to start separating this stuff. I am not sure. How are you doing? 190 tons. That one's not bad. So we can leave that alone. But I think At the very least, we need another trash truck coming in here. So let's do that. That's our big one, 6.5 tons. Once we hit, well, we're already at 4. 5 is probably too much. I could have just used one of these, saved some money, but I didn't. So here we are. Some hazardous waste sitting here, doing the things that they're supposed to do. What are you doing? You're picking up stuff from there. You have a relatively short distance to drive, though, so I don't think I have to worry about you. And then there's a technical service office truck. What are you doing? Why are you going back and forth? I don't like that. You're trying to dump some mixed waste. That's the technical service office out here. Has to be... Oh, it's all the way over here? Huh. Yeah, you're having a lot of trouble dropping anything off, really, at that location. I don't love that. Where are you now? What are you doing? You're driving back home. I may have to keep an eye on this. I'm not 100% sure I know what is going on, but something is certainly going. Something is certainly up, and I don't like it. Have we been distracted enough now to start on the next base? Good to have that road done. All of these roads are done. Wonderful. This road is all nice and complete. The service road is doing what that's supposed to do, and I think we can start on this road as well. Up to the mine. That should be nice. And because this has a potential to become something important, we may as well get this one all configured out. Because why not? And this is a farm that doesn't need anything extra. But construction office for roads, you can get on those things. And then there's not a good reason not to have this one also graveled up. Just looks a little left out there, but that should be fine. Okay. More stuff is done here. Nice. I'm guessing we mostly need workers. That's probably a thing that's a little behind on everything, but that should be fine. Construction office 4. Are you actually associated with the things that we want you to be associated with? How about that one? Sure, you can start building one building. And then we're going to talk to our city planning officer and say, nobody move in, please and thank you. Okay, I think that should be good. People are moving in still. We have about 100 empty rooms available for everyone. That should get stuff done relatively fast. Looks like they're doing what they're supposed to do here. Construction office 9, would you mind helping with this? Construction office 4, this is still... Nope, 5. 5 is the one that we wanted on this. That looks fine. And then the orphanage can pop in and we get some extra people. Great! Let's plan out our thing. And I have to get one quick reminder. Yes, there was iron down here. I really want to get the iron. We talked about how we can get the rail line in there if we really have to. So what I would like to do is plan one full steel mill producing whatever it can produce here. And then down later on, we have a pretty heavy coal production right there with some iron, so we can go up to Scotland and get another steel mill somewhere in this area that has good enough connection to everything. And this could even be cableways bringing stuff down because of the mountains. But for right now, we need some steel, so let's start building that right now in Wigan. Sure, why not? Worthing, yes, also. And then Sally, or Sale. Don't know how you would actually say it in the British countryside. Is it Sally or Sale? Or Sally? Or Saleh? I'm just making it up now. Probably all of it's wrong. Please tell me, because I know people like to tell me how to say city names correctly. So, coal is here. Great, right in front of me. I'm looking at it. Let's get that set up. It's these 2 coal mines that you already placed and that you don't remember the percentages of. So if I move you over here, let's figure out what our average is, because that should help me get the next step figured out a little easier. Okay, I would like you to actually run that way. 35%, is that the best or worst you can do right here? We do have some excavators around. There is the danger of the mountain right behind it, but I'm just gonna take that danger. But I think we're gonna run it behind the hill not in front of the hill. There's a 34% in here for some reason. It's closer to the mine than I thought I would go, but that's fine. And at 16%, I don't think I want to invest in anything. 16% again over here. Yeah, no, none of these sound exciting to me. So we have 32%, 32%. I'm averaging this and I can't say percentage sign, so that we go percent coal ore. Ta-da! Now I can see what's going on. So both of these will produce something. Great. They will produce 30% of the coal that they can actually get here with the machines that we have available, which will give us, doing that math thing again. Are you serious right now? That's an iron mine, sir. Okay, thank you. We are getting 420 tons of coal ore, about 30% of that, times 2. Just making it more difficult than it has to be. It's more than half. It's about 60% of stuff that I get out of 420 tons of coal. No, do it times. Just don't. 420. Okay. Math. I'm gonna do math on my thing because I can not figure this thing out by myself, and it's always gonna bite me. So 420 tons times, actually divided by 3 is 140 tons. We can get that twice. 240 tons of coal. And so I don't have to do it again. I'm just going to do this here. Equals 240 tons coal. Technically. No. 240, 280. Coal ore. Ah. T. Ore. Wow. This was terrible. Great. Now we know how much coal we're going to get out of this thing. 280 tons of coal ore. You know what that translates to? That we can carry everything with one aggregate thingamabob. The aggregate conveyor can handle, I think the engine can handle about 600 tons per shift. At least 300 tons per tick. Not shift, tick. So no matter what, we are below that threshold for everything here, so that should be relatively simple. Which one is cheaper to implement? This one is 34 tons of steel. This one's 27, 1.5. I think these are both about the same. Kind of like this one. The only problem is your connections are awful. You may still be able to fit it in here, so let's just give it the honest college try and see if we can get all of this older mountain, because I like the look of this one better, and it's vanilla, and it's old school vanilla, which is extra points for that one, obviously. Okay, get you all the way there, build you. Cool, so now both of these can feed into the thing. That's A. Are you gonna plan out the whole thing here? I mean, you may as well get started and get started correctly. All right, if we're gonna do that, let's get our pedestrian access via bus. Doesn't have to be in a center at all, just has to be central, central-esque. And then U, F2 to see the mountain. That's the mountain that goes down here. Where do you want to go? Well, the city is probably, honestly, there or here. We have to figure out where that's gonna go, but you have to get down the mountain anyways. But this one seems to allow you to do quite a bit of terraforming right here, which I would not mind happening. This could be a bridge. This should be a bridge. So that's what we're going to make happen. You connect right into there. Great. And then we just need 2 way stations that can handle whatever comes out of these guys. You cannot fit the... Are you kidding me? There's one. That was difficult. And then you would like to be connected to this side. If you insist, that is fine. Wow, that was much easier than I expected. And that is okay. I'm actually going to take this out because this is the main road that we actually need to connect. This is going to be where most of the material goes. Where most of the traffic will go to. So you guys just kind of connect here, and then we will have a simple footpath connectivity Connecting everything in the middle. Is there anything else that you need to put here? Not unless I use cableways, so I think this is fine. You need power, and I think you need water too for these guys. Yeah, we'll probably get a technical service office out here to make that happen. Fair enough. Are you going to use bricks for this? Yep, I'm going to use bricks for this because we should have bricks available at some point. There's going to be asphalt on here. Yeah, that's fine. Nice steep brick road to get into the mountain here, and then we'll figure out how we're going to connect that thing to anything. Great. Get that one pretend to be built. We have waste collection, and we have those. What are these producing? I don't remember. There needs to be a guide that actually tells you when you build these things. It needs to tell you what's the output in what waste. Not how much waste, because it does tell you how much waste comes out of them. If you actually have to hover over this. Max power consumption, max daily water consumption, aggregate storage, max consumption, max daily garbage production, right under coal ore. Says 7.35 tons. That is more than one container full of stuff. From what I understand, that is production at 100% with 100 people at 4.2 tons of coal ore. And someone told me before the resource quality may affect that, but I'm not 100% sure if that affects it positively or negatively. For example, if you have a coal deposit that's 100% pure of coal, what do you expect that the output to become? There, like you break off a ton of rock, literal ton, or 100 tons of rocks, and it's 99% pure coal. There should be 1% stuff left over, right? 1%. If you have 30% coal like we have, then we should have a lot more debris. We should have 70% of leftover crap. And I don't know if the game actually does that or if that's just a fixed, more fixed number than that. Well, we'll find out. Now, is this one going to go here? I don't know, because the next thing will actually matter a lot for that. I don't know that I don't even know which one I want to put here, because look at this mountain that I have to climb on. And then downhill shouldn't be a problem, but getting up on this mountain will probably be very annoying. Luckily, we have footpaths now, so it's not as bad as it has been before. Yes, I made the mountain episodes before where you effectively move the whole mountain around, not just part of it. And that gets slightly painful. They even... Ooh. Actually, stop, go back a little bit. I am wondering if I can get a footpath in here. If you put a footpath there... Sorry. If you put a foot pedestrian overpass here, construction vehicles cannot access anything anymore. And that is kind of the whole purpose of this. So that's not going to help us at all. What we need is down there, never too steep in the Soviet Republic. How about here, or here, or here, or here? You can go there. Yeah, you can still go there, and now we're down. There you go. That's how easy you can build a footpath now. And I would like to connect you in a way that doesn't cause me headaches later with a too short construction zone where you can't bring mechanisms in, but this should be fine. All of this needs some power. You may as well place that right now with the footpath access here. That actually looks pretty perfect. And if you want to cheat a little bit, go closer to this edge, because chances are you need to connect the next thing as well with the power from this side. So put you right there, it should be good. That footpath did not show me that it had access right away, which is a little nervous. Let's try this again. 4, connect to that thing. Yes, now it actually accepted that there was access. When I click this button, press 4 again, it still shows me something funky. Whatever, we'll leave that alone. It's fine, because this is the valley of the mine. Is that the episode of the name of the episode? Potentially. Let's keep an eye on this. A 76% happiness. Holy bananas! I have not had happiness that high in a very, very long time. I'm kind of excited for that. How are you doing? You have stuff to do. How are you doing? You have stuff to do. I like it. You probably have stuff to do too. I wouldn't be surprised if the orphanage has almost... why are you paused? Why is stuff paused? Why was it paused in the first place? No pausing. I think construction office 9, you can totally handle this, and then number 5, you can bring in gravel and asphalt as that is desired. We could start building more of the roads. Yeah, you could. Doesn't need to be. It's not really useful or helpful right now, but it could totally be done. That's totally a thing that could be happening. Let's connect that one for now. Yeah. Are you distracted here? Sure. Really nothing got done because you were pausing for absolutely no reason at all. Sure that. Thank you. Now I know. Okay, do we need to accumulate stuff down here or not? It's nice to have more buffer. How many people are we going to get up here all the time? We need 200. That is large buses once we allow it to go into later there. Or we can do another cableway up here. I think the cableway will make perfect sense. It will just place right next to the bus station there, and then we can get the connection. I just have to figure out where the people are. This could be a village, but right now I'm not in the business of building villages. However, if our next city is going to be large, yes, we could build a village. I think that would be exciting. All right, moving on then. What is this? What have you built here? We are moving on with steel mill. Just triple checking. 375 tons of coal. We can get 240 tons of coal, no, 280 tons of coal ore, which will translate into 280. That is effectively 2 of these, 160. Great. That's not a lot, and you need that to actually consume the stuff. But just because you need 2 outputs, the coal processing plant can probably benefit from another aggregate storage right next door. Doesn't have to be a big one, just has to be this one, and I do need you to connect to this, otherwise stuff is just not going to work the way that I need it to. But that looks good. 1 simple connection in there makes me happy, and now we can get our 2 friends. Coal processing plant. Beautiful. What do you want to do here? You could do that one with the roads pointing at each other. You can flip that around and make the roads point at each other the other way. I do kind of like this. Yes. So you still have the roads pointing at each other. You will have waste to contend with. Okay, there's a lot of factory connection, probably for the waste output. I feel like they are a little bit... There's a little more than that, more than what we need, but that's okay. Let's get this one connected. I'm going to use the factory connection as an indicator if we're straight or not. And then I'm assuming we can't get out this way. No, there was no high end on these connectors, and that's okay. So let's look at our transfer. Why am I always using the big ones? Because I'm lazy and it makes my life just a little easier, and I am okay with that. You could put one here, and the other one probably needs to be on the outside so we can get a reasonable road connection out of this area. Don't know where it's going to go yet, but we do need some reasonable road connection for right now. There you go, and now there's an exit. Great. Pretend that that is planned. Still needs water. Yeah. This one has to feed into a collection for the actual coal, because coal ore is not done. Research is finished. Let's go check that out, because there's probably something else I would like to do. Otherwise, those people aren't doing anything. What do you do with... You could keep them to just research stuff if you wanted to. Yes. Semiconductors, advanced engineering. One of these... I'm gonna go with semiconductors. Why not? But reduce the number of workers in there. I think that's fine. Are you doing way too many workers on site? But whatever. Can't stop you anyways, unless I take buses away, which we're not gonna do right now. So, how can we connect this in a reasonable fashion? Your easiest will be the 2000. There we go. That's in. We want the outs. Okay. Those are still ins. Now you got a couple outs connected in there. It's just like, I don't know. Let's see what we can do with you. Something like this. No, I don't want you to be connected to that one, but this is a good enough starting point because at least all of the inputs are ins and outs. Let's see. Can I get you in there? No. Can I get you interested in this one? Yes, but no. Can't get through here. There's no point of having this thing at all. Okay. What's an alternative? You could run a road behind here to get all your connections in, and then you're not wasting that much space out on this side. Let's do that. Let's see how that looks with other connections. If you're curious, I use a left control and then bulldoze, and then you don't have to confirm stuff. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's a terrible thing, but everyone can choose their own risk and everything is great. We're making money. Woohoo! Yes. No, life's good. Where is the stuff? Fossil fuel. There we go. Coal processing. We have this really nice connection right here with many options of connectivity right after. So why don't we use that? Do you want to go higher? No. I actually want to stay somewhere in this realm. And I want to stay in this general realm because I would like the factory connection for the waste transfer station still. We already placed it earlier, but obviously in the wrong place. And having that here should make the rest of the alignment a little easier. At least that's my hope. So if we place you two here, I know 100% that we can easily connect a storage right behind you. So I'm not worried about that. Let's make sure that we can get all the road connections in here that we may or may not desire. It's a bumpy road, but it doesn't have to be a ridiculous road, even though B-Ball Joe loves to build ridiculous roads. But this one is good enough. Anywhere? You can pick. You can pick any of these. Any of these are fine. The first one is always just a little more steep. It's fine. Okay, now let's do the hard part. A transfer station with smaller transfer. Not there. Not there. This one's happy. It's just like, yeah, sure, why not? You can plop it right there, but this one is just probably not gonna go with what I need from it for a little while. So terrain height, if I try to lower this down, I should have leveled the whole thing before I even placed any of the other items, but that's boring too. Funnily, out of most of the things that I am bothered about is, like, you see me build the bridge tunnels on bridges and mountains all the time. And it's always just like, well, I want a butterfly connection here, so I need to build this bridge tunnel thingamabob. Yet, terraforming the rest, I'm not really into. It's usually not very high on my list of things that I want to do. I think we can make this work. There we go, made it work. It's too steep. No, it's not. This is excellent engineering. Everything is kind of connected. We probably need a technical service office. Actually, these are distribution office trucks that need to be connected and collect all their stuff into something. That is fine. I probably won't even plan the waste setup until we're done with everything and stuff he has built, because I know that this is gonna work. I just don't know how it's gonna work. So yeah, we'll just get surprised down the road when time is ready. So road connection is where it needs to be. These two can feed right into there. I'm gonna keep the length of my conveyor belts relatively short, or as short as I can, because that does save you some money. Obviously we don't need this one, but the other two are connected, which is all we really cared about. And then you just feed into our crazy road and life should be good. All of these are gravel roads, so that is nice and easy. Cool. Coal coming in here. If we're lucky and provide 100% of people here, we can get 100% of productivity there. This is pretty cheap in terms of workers that we need to supply. Speaking of cheap and supply, you do need a power supply somewhere in this area, otherwise nothing is going to work. And this should be not a terrible location for it. Water too, but that's a different problem for later. Okay, moving on. Steel mill. So this one will be your input into your steel mill. Simple enough. This would mean we have one side completed. There's still iron that we need, which is why I'm a little more hesitant on actually placing this right here, right now. Also, the power consumption of this thing is a little higher, so it's very likely that we will increase. You don't have an out on this side, really? They're all on that corner? That's a little sad. All right. Well, you may need a conveyor belt to get this one connected, because I'm trying to have the rail not wrap around itself if I can avoid it. We could totally do an end station thingy, but like where they have to terminal station thingy, where they have to turn around. But I don't love all of this yet, so this storage may actually get moved a little bit. Okay, off to iron. Let's do iron next then. And iron is actually all the way out here, so I'm glad I didn't place something there. But I wouldn't be surprised if the iron that we get... 43%. Okay. Okay. I don't need more iron. I need more coal. Triple check. 200 tons of iron. I can get 40% here. 40% on this iron mine gives us 500 tons. So double that, it's 1,000. I'm doing silly math here. Okay, just deal with me. It's 500 tons. If I double that and then get 40% of that, it's 400 tons. If I half it again, I'm at 200 tons. So 200 tons out of 500 tons is 40%. Simple napkin math, right? So I will forget. Don't worry. So 200 tons of iron ore is what I get out of this, which in turn turns into 2 of these, which will then produce about 100 tons of iron, which is about half the output of what I actually need. However, we will only produce about 140 tons of coal ore. No, sorry. 140 tons of coal. That's not quite right, because I actually produce 50%, less than 50%, I think. 140 tons, more than 50. So we get 160 tons of coal ore. That's what you said. Okay, we get 160% of coal, so 160 tons of coal to make... I don't know why this math is so hard, seriously. To make 160 is about half. 187 would be half. We're gonna make about half. So all we really need is about half of the iron, and half of the iron with this one would mean we produce... We said 200 tons of iron if we produce the whole thing, which is 100 tons of iron, which is 2 of these, which is about half. So great. I need 2 iron processing plants. I need 1 iron mine for this setup. I need enough people to actually house this or run this thing. 44% sounds pretty reasonable. I do want the conveyor belt to the left, that's for sure. Sure, right here. Yep, that's good. I'm only gonna get 1, and that one can feed straight into a feeder. Okay, that feeder here can definitely be one of the smaller ones. Turn your road connection the same direction as everything else that you have going on. Put the excavator closer. Put the excavator closer. We are quite a ways away, though. All right. Well, here is you guessing what you're gonna do with the road connection here. This is such a nice empty space that I really don't want to interfere with that. Instead, I think it's more... Oops. Come on. You can do it. Instead, it's probably more likely that we're actually gonna run by this mountain a little closer. We will have to run our rail lines at some point out here too, but this will work for now. Get me another free construction office so we can move our people over here, and then we can start terraforming the stuff. Do you want another fuel station? They are so slow. If you don't put a fuel station here, you're going to regret it. So may as well get that one here. Cool. Then are you going to move both of these? Well, you only have 2, so it's probably fine. Move both of those over there. Eventually they're going to make it. Give me this distribution plant and come all the way out here. Is either of you parked? You are parked. You're not parked. Where are you going? Chemical, well, 32%. Okay, you're going to the right one. That's where I actually wanted you to go. So that's neat. How's it going? Okay. How's it going over here? Unhappy with children not getting what they need. Let's use our friends out here that already have food and clothing associated with it. 60% is good. The only thing that we need to add is the meat truck. Which, where are you going? Bath meat storage, customs house. Very good. Where are you going? You are customs house and meat storage. This the meat truck? Yes, that's the hotel, the prison. Would you mind bringing some to the kids first? Thank you. Unload 100%. Cool. And then go there next so they can actually figure that out. 10 people is probably too much. I think we can start with 5 people and we should be good. What's our upbringing? Loyalty is low, but everything else is relatively high. What is our loyalty? Our loyalty is still at 36% because we do not have a radio station or anything similar unlocked. I don't even think I have broadcasting turned on yet, so that's just the way it is. Fire prevention sounds interesting, but not right now. We are running full. That's good. We have fabric there. We have crops. I'm curious. Nope. We are still not collecting. We're still not consuming even remotely the amount of crops that we're able to produce here. And because we are in the jungle, we are not losing our crops at the end of the year, which is super exciting, right? Good, cool. They're excavators doing their thing. They're doing wonderful work. How about you? You're just not getting things done. There's something specific that you're waiting on? You're waiting on bricks. Okay. Are we having bricks here? Nope, we're out of bricks. We're out of all the materials, actually. Oh, that's a good sign. You know what that means? Nope, not that one. Where's our friend? You're full of bricks. What's your problem? You go here. Yep, you unload whatever you're supposed to unload there. That sounds good. And then you load booze and clothing. Cool. Here, you're supposed to unload just fuel. That sounds good. And then you're supposed to turn around and unload whatever you can right here. I can't see anything. You're not quite doing it, so I'm very curious to see what your actual problem is. So let's go there and follow our train, because I'm pretty confident that our construction has slowed down because this guy is not unloading the stuff that I wanted you to unload, and I don't know why it would do that. Hi, train. Yeah, pass him. You can get him. Whoop whoop. Shoo shoo. Get out of the way. Progress coming through. Okay, while you're running there, I should probably check if we're doing okay here. 89%, and this one is not completely full. Why? This has to be due to, let's move one of these guys over. This has to be due to our increased production on the, not there, what are you doing? Here, at the clothing factory. Oh, look at them, it's a race. The other guy's coming back. He's gonna get you. Our waste is actually turning into a problem then, because if we cannot produce fast enough, we do have an issue. That's not great. All right, are you doing the thing that I want you to do? You go there and you unload. Cool. You're just not unloading enough. Is that it? Is it just too slow? We're always running out of things? Yep, they're actually moving. How many tons do we have? 41 tons of bricks. That's cute. Do we have an extra wagon here? No, that's all the wagons that you get. I think we're gonna leave it alone. Yes, this is a little slowed down. It would be nice if this was fuller, but the only way to really automate that is to probably also turn the meat storage on. The only way to really automate that is to, look at that, all the bricks are already gone, is to have a dedicated train that does that, which technically you can. but then they can actually deadlock. The rare construction cranes will not deadlock because they will just teleport home when they go into a place where there could be a deadlock. So be aware of that when things happen. But now we're back to the thing that actually started this whole shebang, which would be this friend. 1,000 we said is good enough. Turn you around like that and see if we can get F2 to see a little more of where we want to go. Down here feels good. Over here also feels good. How far can you get this way? That's not bad. You can't go that way down. I'm trying to cheat my way a little over here. And as you can see, it's not working all too nicely. Something is in the way. Yeah, no, just building in the way. Oh, is this angle funny again? Yeah, these storages do have that problem, don't they? If I use this one, that one's happier. I do want the road connection on that side, but maybe this is the way forward. Okay, build into the mountain. I do want to end up kind of closer to here because that should make the next part a little easier. Normally I would try to have direct conveyor connections here, but iron definitely is never that problem if that becomes an issue. Now we can map out, is it more expensive to do a direct conveyor connection to this thing, or is it more expensive to do a nice conveyor engine at the end of this that will just spread everything out? I think the conveyor engine will look nicer, so that may be what we're going to do. You're going to build this right into the mountain, aren't you? I mean, it's letting me, so this is how this is going to work. It's a little more ridiculous than I wanted it to be, but I think I'm going to allow it. And I'm also looking at the factory connections for, again, waste. Getting the waste set up in here. So that one goes through there. That's good. That one goes here. That's fine. Let's get a couple of waste canisters going. Why did it say canisters? I don't know. Don't think about it too hard. That one can go there. You just have a normal road. Go wherever. No problems here. Great. And do you want to drop off right into that thing when they're trying to rebuild it? Or are you going to put a bus stop in front or behind? I think I will stay with bus stop right in front, which means that one has to go back a little more. That one gets a connection right here. Wow. Can't build a bus stop like this on a mountain, apparently. So you also have this option. This is a little different. Just a little bit. But it's probably safe. You don't need one, but I prefer bus stop for my thingies. Wow, you're gonna make me come all the way out here. Okay. Then this is gonna be how it's gonna be. All right, good enough. Road connection again. Let's fill in that hole that we just dug up. There we go. And that road doesn't go anywhere yet, but we'll figure out what that's going to do when we get there, when we're ready. Over here, I hope you will produce a little less waste than I assume you will. Surprised that that is connectable. Also surprised that this is connectable, but happily surprised. Turn that around, because that is not a good direction for us. This is where the road's going to be. Okay. And then you just kind of have to go down here and run on the same line. Actually, this is the real connection. So get that one, get this one, and then get this one. Sure. I'm actually going to give you 2 road connections there. And all of those are connected. Where should you connect to? Honestly, that's fine, but that looks funny. There you go. That's better. At least a little better. Yay! It's doing the thing. Beautiful. Beautiful work. Now you're connected there. I think this all gets me to where I need to go. If I keep this nice and close to the mountain, I actually don't feel bad about any of these connections. So far, so okay. People delivery to the next part. It will probably be our first train or tram that will make these connections and these deliveries. I do want you to connect down here a little bit. And tram will not run on the road. Tram will have its own dedicated train tracks for the tram. But now we can go through here, and I shouldn't have clicked that button yet because I still have to figure out how I'm going to store all of this. I don't need as much as I need coal, so this may be easier. Yes, this is much easier already, I can tell. No, yes, like that. This is fine. As long as we get the conveyor connections, and we did. You would connect into there. Okay. So now we have coal here, iron there, and guess where the steel mill is gonna go? Steel mill is gonna go right in here. Don't like where the footpath is trying to connect to. Do not like that at all. Let's see how much we need to flatten here and make this actually work. There's a chance that this is all going to be fine. But no, I do not like where the road is trying to go to. But I think there's maybe a conveyor connection, foot connection thing that will make this possible. But it will take a minute. Well, look at that. Is the road going to fit under here? No, I did not expect it to be fair. But I was hoping it would. Also, that conveyor connection to that side did not work. So I would really love it if we can avoid getting a conveyor engine in here. This is probably the sharpest that I can turn this thing. Thank you, autosave. Much appreciated. There's a lot of factory connection in the back that we can use. There's still not this guy getting into. Just do it. You said that you could, so do it. So now we're connected. Cool. Road connections here. You, honestly, this is fine. Just go up the hill. It'll be okay. Now, I have no idea what the waste production of this thing is. Actually, I can at least get a general idea with max daily garbage production is 11.67 tons. You know what that translates to? This thing will need its own waste management system. Maybe here, an incinerator creates an immense amount of waste, no matter what you do, even if you separate them out, which it should have its own separation. So I think there's a high chance that this area is going to get some of that organized. With that in mind, what's the next logical step? It is get some rails. Some people may say get this on the rails, but that's just silly. Let's see. Can I? No, you cannot. You definitely cannot. But you can a little, just not a lot. Okay, taxiway. Taxiways should be a little lighter on everything. So let's build that up next to the road. That looks good. And actually, thank you. Nope, not quite what I wanted, but that's fine. And all the way back here? No, you're actually going down from where you want it to be. There you go. This is probably gonna be as perfect as you're gonna get it. That didn't quite do. Left control will highlight the whole thing when you hover over it. And then let's run some slow rail. That's right, slow rail. I really don't know that I want to go to electrified rail in this playthrough at all. But let's pretend that this is our entrance. I think 140 meters will be more than sufficient to get whatever wants to go through here into the area. I hope that there's not a lot of waiting going on. And now technically we can use this as a station. We can drop off our passengers, workers. We can drop off materials. And we can pick up our steel. All of those things can happen here. So coal can just go directly into this. How big is it? Good question. The size matters because it can only store 150 tons of coal per train load, which if you do the math is not all that much. But if you want to fix that, I think what you would have to do is find a drop-off zone here and get it into the internal store, in the in-between storages, because we only have conveyor connections on this side. Okay, you wanna think about that, or you wanna do something more fancy for later? I wouldn't mind getting this in here right away. 4 is probably too much, but this actually has a lot more potential than I wanted to give it credit for, as long as that terraforms down and not up. Yeah, there's only one correct direction here. Where are you gonna get the rail? Or where are you gonna make the rail go after this? See? Let's see what happens when we're done with this, because there is... you're building up a little more than I wanted you to. But it's still... We're not quite done with this yet. I have a feeling this is not going to work out the way I wanted it to. Which then means, leave that alone, you can totally build this thing here, and you actually get a free connection right there. You saw that there was a connection, right? Good. You get a free connection in this general... Where is it? There. You're connecting on the wrong side. What are you even trying to connect to? There you go. That's the one. So you can get a free connection here. That's just iron. But if you place it here, you're blocking your factory connections. Do you need to move steel somewhere else right away? I do not want to get in a mess with moving trucks for steel. So not storing my steel here is probably a mistake, especially since the steel mine can only handle 150 tons of steel, which is not a lot. So let's find a space for that, like so. Has a rail connection on it. That's semi-important for what I'm trying to do here. So let's get you right there. If we want trash to be connected here somewhere, I do have to account for that. Just get it as close as you can, probably here-ish. 7 is factory connection, and get you connected in there. That looks fine. This one just slightly misses where I wanted it to go, because I would like to keep the rail going straight, which will be here. Okay, with that, let's build another quick rail connection that then can get the steel from there. That's easy enough. And obviously at some point I would like to have the rail leave the area as well, which then means that's just a road. We don't have to care about that. Let's run the rail out here, probably like that. A little bit of signal space, you get out. A little bit of signal space, you get out. There you go. That's not bad. Then you can go this way. Don't know where this is going to connect to, but eventually it has to do something. So, this... you see that? I see it. That was a little too ugly. So let's try that again. Come out flat from here. Yep. Get rid of that little hill. That little hill right next to the thing. Okay. That's all the flat makers can make. Now we can do the digger stuff, and now we're pretty flat. Cool. This should be 1,000,000 times better. At least that's the hope. Make sure that that one kind of snaps onto the rail, and that one's also good. That looks better. Now it's flat on both sides. Sweet. Now, if I wanted to bring in some coal, I could. Don't know that that's ever going to happen, but we do know that that is the thing that we don't have enough of. So we may as well plan for that. Also, why do you have the road connection on that side and on the other side? There was a road here. I don't know where the road is going to go yet, but now we're at least far enough away where none of this matters. Cool. Did you know that conveyors can carry any of your material? Doesn't matter what it is. Alternatively. So whatever you drop off can actually be picked up from there. So if we run a conveyor right to here, I don't care which one you connect to, honestly. If you want to connect to that one, that is fine. Gonna make a really tall tower because this this is the target. Come on. Do you want to go down instead? Is that what you want? You want the up there. You want the research program finished already. You gotta be kidding me. Something like this. The footpath is not gonna get built. Okay. Dancing with conveyors. New game unlocked. Alright, just flip the conveyor around that the footpath is on the other side, and then this should all be fine. They're technically all connected now. This, all it needs is a footpath. Thank you, community update. All this needs is a footpath as well. So now we technically have a way to drop off aggregate stuff here that will feed right into the correct storages that are already directly connected to this thing, which is all I wanted. It can circle right back into the steel mill. Okay, with that in mind, now we have the Beepo Joe-sized rail yard that has way too much stuff, but this steel mill hopefully needs it, and my honest hope is that we can just extend the usage of the steel mill for quite some time before we have to move on and be done with everything. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna do the alternate side to get the connection out. You can go there, and then you feed right into here, so you have to go in on this side and out on that side. Almost looks the same, doesn't matter. But there is your steel mill effectively connected. We don't have any utilities in here. We don't have the city built. We don't have anything really planned, but technically it is here now. Great. Nobody's without their own flat. That's awesome sauce. This road connection, you can literally go either way. There's a road connection right here. It has to be connected to something. You cannot literally go... No, you can literally go any way you want. We're going to run this nice and right on top of the most sensitive part of the railroad, which is the junction right there. Or a switch, depending where you are. We are in the British Isles, so it is definitely a switch. Then you come over here, and then I have no idea where this road network needs to go, so we're just going to leave that one alone. These all are connected. You do not have footpath access to workers. Let's fix that. The only way that we know how. The worker numbers for this are so small that this one should not cause any issues. So that can go in there. We have the bus stop already here. You... I don't know that you can use it as an actual station. So if you drop off people here, will they go there? But to be fair, I'm not sure that that really needs to matter. We can just run up a bus stop right in here. That will give us all the access that we really require. So that is fine. I kind of like how this is all coming together. Waste still has to be figured out. Also distance from everything. Plus, how does this load into the rail network, which is coming for you right here. I have no problems. If this rail, you have to actually start building these buildings. Yes, I do. And the road connections are on this side and then this side. Do you want to flip that around so you can road connect to... There's nothing over here to connect to unless you use this as a connection road. You could come from there. Neither of these are great options to get this thing connected. But we do have to build them, otherwise we cannot do... Gosh, you are crazy. Don't go out that way. Do the thing where you just cross the road here, make this a shortcut, and get closer to the construction office that you already have on this area. You are, as usual, correct. This is a shortcut. This is a dirty dirt road shortcut. That's all it's supposed to be. Construction Office 5. These two, please and thank you. We have to continue building stuff. Construction Office Infrastructure. These are yours. Please get some more roads built. Why is this road not extended more? There you go. Remove the spot in between. Where's that? Over here. Merge point. Cool. Construction Office 4. More stuff for you to build. That's just gravel. Shouldn't be hard. Yeah, get moving. How you doing? Still don't have enough material available to actually do the construction. So, if you actually want to get this done, you need another train. We have some money. You don't need another train. You can just make a train longer. True. Let's do that. Why do I care? Because... Again, I told you earlier, these trains can get stuck. And if they get stuck, there's a real deadlock and then you have other problems. If I want to avoid that, why was there so much left? It's so confusing. It didn't look like it actually loaded much here, which makes me think it didn't actually unload something else. I don't like those words coming out of my mouth at all. Let's plan all of that. How are we doing on time here? Time looks just fine. So, I think I will add a couple more wagons to this thing that are specifically for brick. Just 2. 2 shouldn't really make a difference, and you should be able to actually do the loading and unloading, right? But yes, I don't want to add another train, because if I add another train, I have to signal this up. Signaling is not hard. The problem is, once you put a signal down, your rare construction office will adhere to those signals. Right now, everything is on one block and nobody cares about any signals, so they go all the time and don't get stuck. Once you have signals, that is no longer the case. And I would like to avoid that right now. If you want a distribution office, rail distribution office, you do need signals, and then that all goes away anyways. So that is another problem to contend with. But this is kind of where we are. So this is what we're going to do. And this one train, let's be honest, is still pretty short. So there's definitely more room. So I will use more room. Make this one a little longer. Will take a little longer to load, but at some point we're going to rip this train apart anyways. But if I add 4 more wagons right now for brick and maybe boards, is boards the other thing that you guys actually need a lot of? Let's see. You're looking for, yeah, bricks. No, steel and board. We do have some steel. You're looking for a ton of bricks. Ton of bricks. Yeah, everyone needs bricks. Give me 4 wagons for bricks, and then once we have everything else built, that shouldn't be hard anymore. This is what I thought. Yes. So you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this. But you didn't. Look at that. It didn't stop there. What just happened? Okay, go here again. Turn around. And show me what you're doing. This is the problem. It's not doing something. I don't think I have to add a new wagon. All this is some excitement. Okay, so you go there. A potential problem is that it's already partially in the station, and that's why it, like, doesn't accept that it needs to do something there. Stop. Why is it not unloading anything? It didn't unload anything at all. You gotta be kidding me. Go there. Turn around. Try it again. I told it to wait until unloaded. I don't think that that is a thing that it can even do here, but I want to fix this. We're going to fix this together, maybe. Unload? Nope, it doesn't even care. It's just like, I don't know what to do here. It must be because it's already partially in the station. Okay, there's a fix. There's a fix for this that I know will fix this pretty easy, and you don't need a signal for that. You just need a waypoint. Plop the waypoint anywhere. We're going to go out here first. I'm going to tell you to go to this waypoint. That's really annoying that that was the problem the whole time. Then I'm going to tell you to go to this guy again. Yes, please. Unpause. Go the other way. Please and thank you. No, go the other way. Go the other way. Go the other way. There you go. Unselect that thing. So, it's going to go out there, hopefully. This is what's supposed to happen, and it's supposed to unload into here. And if that is the problem, then yeah, we just wasted effectively a good year, maybe even 2. Speaking of which, move back a year. Yes, thank you. Stay in January. Someone said the stats are a little more okay if you do that. But now we have completely left the station. We're returning to the station, and then in the station we're gonna go unload. So yeah, if it was partially in there, it just doesn't like that. Hey, the game is full of bugs. What do you know? It's fine. Cool. So that will take care of that. We were just out of materials all the time because nobody dropped anything off. Good enough. Now we know. Didn't have to waste any money on more bricks. We could probably bring more bricks in. 28 tons of bricks are not that much anyways. So yes, add some more wagons for just that, but that's really all we're gonna do. Thank you so much for watching. Hope I will see you again next time. 1, 2, 3, just for bricks. And next time, we still have to build the recycling area or the waste area. We still have to build a new city. We still have to get this one complete because, as you saw, they were lazy for the last forever. And have to get all those things done as well. I will try to convince this one to actually pick up train cars, wagons, and pick them up and make them part of the fleet. We'll see what happens. But until then, let's watch some more train, and I will see you again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.